Hi guys, so welcome back. Today we are going to talk about German verbs and how to conjugate German verbs. So guys, today I'm going to start off first of all with regular German verbs, which is quite easy to conjugate and in comparison to irregular German verbs which are quite different. There are changes in vowels and I don't want to go deep into that. In my next video I'm going to talk to you guys about irregular German words, but in this video let's just stick to regular German verbs. So guys, the German verbs have all verbs have an infinitive form. It's like in English the ing form. What I mean by ing form is all verbs have that form. Yeah, like let's say studying, eating, sleeping, caring, all verbs have the ing form. And similarly in German we have all verbs with the en ending and it's called the infinitive form. And you need the infinitive form to conjugate the verbs corresponding to the person we're referring to. For example, we learned in the previous lesson there are three persons, and depending on the person we use, the verb gets conjugated. For example, in English, it doesn't happen. It only happens when we conjugate with he or she. For example, I love, we love, you love. But when it comes to he, she, it becomes loves, and s comes at the end for each verb. For example, he eats, he sleeps, he cares. So that's the only conjugation that takes place in English. But in German, all verbs, all personal pronouns start from ich to they, which is sie, have their own unique conjugation of verbs. So guys, let's start with an example which would make things much more easier than me trying to be theoretical with the explanation. So guys, let's take the verb lieben. So guys, in present tense, how do you conjugate the verb lieben with the personal pronouns which we learned in our previous lesson? Let's have a look. Ich liebe. So you take the word lieben, which is the infinitive form. You take the stem, which is without the en ending, which is lieb, and for the first person, which is I, or which is ich in German, you add the letter a, in the German a, not the English a, the German a, and then it becomes ich liebe. And for du, which means you, the singular form, you take the stem again and you add the part st, and it becomes du liebst. And for rcs, which means which means he, she, it, you take the stem, which is lieb, and you just add the letter t, or the German t, and you get rcs, liebt. And moving on to the plural forms, guys, it's quite easy. For example, the first person wir, it just takes the infinitive form. So no conjugation, you don't have to take the stem and add any letters. It's just the infinitive form, like wir lieben, which means we love. And the second person plural, which is ihr, has its own conjugation as well. You take the stem, which is lieb, and you add the letter t, which becomes ihr liebt. And then the third person plural, which is sie, with the simple s, is also similar to wir, takes the infinitive form lieben, so sie lieben, they love. And the formal way of you is also sie with a capital S, also takes the infinitive form like sie lieben. So for example, when you're talking to someone officially and you say you love someone, in German it would be sie lieben jemand. Jemand is someone. So that's the official or the formal way of you. So guys, those were the verb conjugations for present tense. For regular verbs, you guys could always check up, have your own table written down, and then you guys could, at the beginning it would be really confusing, because every personal pronoun has its own conjugation, and it takes time to get used to it. So I would suggest you guys to have your own table written down, and always refer to it when you're starting off with sentences, or when you're talking and you want to conjugate in the right proper way. So guys, that was it for this video. In my next video I'm going to talk about irregular verbs, which is the next step forward in verbs, and how to conjugate them. So guys, ich wünsche euch viel Erfolg. Bis nächstes Mal. Tschüss.